Hello, this is Arsalan from Coov. We have the new version of the shifter plate with the added shifter boot. It comes in 3 different colors, and for limited time you can order all 3 colors for the price of one. The black version of the shifter plate will also be ready to order for the next month. Now let me show you how to install it in your car. First, remove the shift knob. Now you want to pull the center console out from here. Okay. Now we're gonna use the provided pin and a hammer. First, you want to put it in 4th gear, and then put this pin on top of the other one. And then you want to hammer from this side. Now we put the shift knob here, so when you're hammering, the shifter linkage won't get damaged. When the pin is starting to stick out, put a little bit of tape on top of it so it won't fall down. Okay, that's out. There we go. You're gonna be needing this pin to install the other shifter. To install the new reverse lock, you want the longer side to face towards the passenger and the shorter side to face towards the driver. Now we want to reuse the OEM pin. First, hold down the spring and then place it in the hole. And when you're hammering down, make sure you keep the spring down on the back side so it comes out on top of it. Now it should look something like this. Now let me show you how to install the shifter plate on the center console. So the first thing I'm gonna do is to lay this here to avoid any scratches on the shifter plate. We're gonna turn this around and you're gonna have a screwdriver. There are 4 screws on the side of the center console piece. Just gonna remove those. Now, you know, it's funny, I'm removing the shifter boot because I just installed it back to show you how to remove it. It's been around 2 years I don't have the shifter boot on my car. I just have the shifter plate. But of course, it has had some changes over the past few years. All right, so now we have this removed. So now removing this silver part, pull against the side, and just like that, it should come off fairly easily. Just gonna remove this out of its place. Good thing I had the shifter boot. I didn't throw it away for you to show you how to do this. All right, so now I'm gonna throw it away. We're gonna continue by putting these 2 parts together. Now I'm gonna lay this here to avoid any scratches on the shifter plate. You wanna put the center console on top of the shifter plate, just like this. We're gonna use 2 of the provided bolts. First, you wanna insert them on the bottom holes. You're provided with 2 types of T-shaped nuts. You want to use the small ones on the bottom holes. Now we're gonna use the other 2 bolts on the center holes. And we're gonna add these spacers to the center bolts. Now we're gonna take your shifter boot. I'm gonna use this old one. We're gonna use the longer T-shaped nuts and insert them on these center holes. Now from this side, you wanna insert them to these center holes. Now you want this extra part to go in between the shifter plate and the center console. First, you can push it all the way in, and then you can adjust it so it won't stick out from this side. Okay, it looks good. Now I'm gonna use the hex key to tighten these 2 bolts. Now we wanna use a plier to hold on to these T-shaped nuts so we can tighten it as much as we can. Now for the last part, we're gonna use the center console screws that we took out earlier. Okay, now it should look something like this. You have to be very loose. The new reverse lock has an extra part that has been designed for the shifter boot. You want the shifter boot to go in between these 2 edges. Let's imagine you've already installed the reverse lock. When you want to install the center console, be very gentle so you don't damage the shifter boot. You always want to start from one side like this and go all the way to the other side. I'm showing this not to install it right now, but instead for you to see it easier. Start from one side and slowly go all the way to the other side. Okay, the shifter boot should be in between these 2 edges. Okay, you have your center console. First, put it like this. and then start from the top as I showed before. For finishing, you want to push the center console all the way in. Make sure you tuck all the shifter boot underneath, and then start from this side. You want to push like this, like this. That's it. Now you install your shift knob. That's how you install the Coov shifter plate. Let's give it a try.